You ever have a day that starts out so normal you could set your watch to it, and by nightfall you barely recognize your own life? Yeah, that happened to me. 20 years in the Army, a spotless record, more deployments than birthdays, and then, out of nowhere, they erased me with one signature. No explanation, no warning, just pack your bag, Delgado, you're done. You know what I mean? I'd always figured if my career ended it'd be my choice. Maybe a send-off with some old friends and a lot of cheap beer, not this silent walk of shame. But life, as they say, has a way of flipping the table when you least expect it.so picture this. Morning in Georgia, air still crisp, sweat cooling on my back after a 5-mile run around Fort Benning. My little ritual keeps the mind sharp, body sharper. I'm making my way through the base, junior officers calling cadence, folks hustling to mess hall, and there's me, mind already on the briefing at 0800, wondering why the latest Syrian intel doesn't quite add up. Years in the field will do that. Train you to spot the seams nobody else wants to see. 45 minutes to shower, uniform squared away, ribbons and medals lined up just right, 3 bronze stars, if you're counting, and every one of them hard-earned. I'm still fixing my hair when my assistant, Lieutenant Shin, stops me cold. Colonel Harrington's office. Now, General Wallace is with him. That's not a meeting. That's a red flag waving itself. But what am I going to do, say no? So I walk in, door swings shut behind me, and there's Harrington, Wallace, and some civilian I don't recognize, all acting like the room just dropped 10 degrees. No pleasantries, no coffee, just a folder slid across the desk. Major Delgado, these are your discharge papers. Effective immediately. For a split second, I actually laugh, think they're joking. But nobody's smiling. No explanations will be provided at this time. General Wallace, eyes like stone, you are entitled to nothing, Major. The civilian, never seen him before, tells me my clearance is revoked. I have till 1800 to clear the base. That's it. No hearing, no process. Just hand over your badge and sidearm and don't let the door hit you on the way out. It's funny, isn't it? 20 years and it all comes down to a badge on a desk and a pistol sliding across the wood. That'll be all, Miss Delgado, Wallace says, dragging out the miss, so I won't forget my new status. Dismissed. I walk out and people who used to ask me for career advice suddenly can't meet my eyes. Some avoid me entirely. The grapevine on base is lightning quick. By the time I make it to my quarters, I might as well be radioactive. I start packing, hands on autopilot, mind racing for any clue, any sign I might have missed. Superior evals, clean record, hell, they put my name on the memorial wall after that hostage rescue my first year in. I grabbed the photo from Afghanistan, me, Captain Marcus Reeves, and the team, right after saving a village. Marcus, grinning, dust in his hair. 3 years later they said he died in Syria, zipped into a body bag. That same op, the one with the weird intel reports I was just flagging. Coincidence? I doubt it. A knock at the door. Master Sergeant Rodriguez, my top NCO, 5 years running. He leans in, voice low. Your file was pulled at Pentagon level, Major. This isn't normal separation. Watch your back. I get chills. Article 132, espionage, the nuclear option for an intel officer. By noon I'm signing forms and admin. Pension gone, benefits gone, nobody making eye contact. What investigation? I ask. I just processed the paperwork, ma'am, the clerk mutters. Outside, rain starts to fall. Fitting, right? At the gate, the MP, used to beg for advice, cuts my ID in half. Procedure for dishonorable discharge, ma'am. There's that word again, dishonorable. After all these years. Feels like a physical slap. I walk out, one duffel, no car, credentials revoked, reputation torched. 7 miles to the nearest town and I haven't even processed what's just happened when I realize the security detail behind me just doubled. But their attention isn't on me, they're watching the sky. Then comes that sound, whop whop whop, rotor blades tearing up the air. Too low, too fast, not standard base traffic. Alarms blare. MP scramble. Radios explode with chatter about an unauthorized aircraft. A Blackhawk, no markings, hovers beyond the fence. Out steps Colonel Harrington, binoculars in hand, then pointing straight at me. MPs come running, guns out. Suddenly, the Blackhawk's side door slides open, A figure in tactical gear leans out, and this is the part where I lose my mind. I see Captain Marcus Reeves, the guy I watched buried 3 years ago, alive and flying the bird. You want to know what it feels like to see a ghost behind the stick of a military helicopter? I'll tell you. Everything you thought you understood about loyalty, service, even reality, tilts sideways. MPs shouting, Harrington demanding if I coordinated this, me standing there with my hands up, rain plastering my hair. Truth is, I got no clue. Then the guy in tactical gear points a device at the base. Suddenly Wallace's phone rings. His face goes from thunder to pale as chalk. He salutes me, a salute, after everything. Good luck, Major Delgado. The country still needs you. So I walk out, not just as a civilian, but as a ghost myself, through a gate that slammed shut behind me and straight into the arms of a rescue op I never saw coming. Marcus yanks me into the Blackhawk, hands me a headset, tells me we had to make it look real, your life was in danger. Turns out, faking my disgrace was the only way to flush out the real traitors. You ever get that cold spike down your back when you realize you've been the bait all along? I'm airborne before I get my bearings, the rain falling away, Georgia rolling by beneath us. Marcus says, we're headed to a facility off-grid. Can't explain everything here. You were getting too close, Sarah. The Syria intel, the anomalies you flagged, those were breadcrumbs to track a mole. You set off exactly the reaction we'd been waiting for. Voice in my ear, Colonel Bennett, my old CIA handler, tells me they've been running a deep cover op for years. Someone's been selling American secrets, high-level stuff, operators dying, assets burned. They needed a clean inside operator to lead the takedown, someone nobody would suspect. And guess what? I'm it. Twist of the day? The entire dishonorable discharge was theater, designed to make the bad guys think I was out of the game. But as soon as I flagged those reports, the real traitors panicked, tried to get me out before I could dig further. General Wallace? He's a node in the network, but there's someone even higher, someone pulling his strings. And now, thanks to a dead man flying a helicopter, I'm in command of the team set to take them all down. Hours later, I'm back in a tactical room, stripped of my rank, but running point on Operation Phoenix. My team, a half of them don't trust me, and why should they? But I lay it out. What happened to Wilson, our old friend who died trying to pass me a file? I say, judge me by what I do, not what you've heard. And just like that, the mood shifts. This is about something bigger than one career. We plan the op classic infiltration, diversion on the east side. My crew slips in through the tunnels, Agent Torres on tech, Marcus creating fireworks topside. They give me my badge and sidearm back. Rodriguez, loyal to the end, saved them for me. Stakes? Turns out Wallace and his crowd aren't just leaking secrets. They're prepping a move that could compromise the entire national security chain. We've got hours, not days, before a server purge wipes all evidence. Infiltration goes off at midnight, diversion, smoke, alarms blaring, and us sliding through a utility closet into the heart of the server farm. It's tense, claustrophobic, and every shadow feels like it might bite. Torres hacks in, but the lights blaze up. Wallace's voice booms through the speaker. I see you, Major. He's accelerating the purge. If we don't move, years of evidence go up in digital smoke. Long story short, Torres gets the files, I stall the purge, and just as the door shutters under heavy boots, we slip out a back exit and rendezvous with Marcus at the shaft. We make it out by the skin of our teeth, data in hand. 2 hours later, I'm back at Project Lazarus headquarters as files start to populate the screens, names, transfers, the full web of betrayal. It's so much bigger than I thought. Bennett tells me I get my life back, full reinstatement, all charges wiped. I'm not just cleared, I'm needed. The director himself wants to see me. Marcus shakes my hand, says, you did what most people couldn't. You stood your ground, even when the system turned on you. As I look out at the Blackhawk in the dawn light, I realize real service isn't about the uniform. It's about holding the line even when the world tries to shove you off it. Sometimes the greatest act of loyalty is standing up to the institution you swore to protect when it starts betraying its own. That's how you save it, from itself.so. Would you have done? If the system turns on the people who serve it, do you walk away? Or do you fight from the shadows to set things right? Let's hear it, right or wrong. Where's the real line for justice? Drop your thoughts below, because this story's not just mine. It belongs to anyone who's ever stood up for what's right, no matter the cost.